Saturn and the last echo of the Golden Age, long before the rise of kingdoms, before the first cities were carved from stone, and before mortals learned to measure the passing of years, the world lived beneath the blessing of Saturn. In those ancient days, rivers flowed clear as crystal, forests stretched endlessly across the land, and no man feared hunger or war. The earth offered its fruits freely, and every living thing moved in harmony with the rhythm of nature. This was the Golden Age, the age of Saturn. Yet even in an age of peace, shadows lingered beyond the horizon of fate. Saturn, the ancient ruler of time, sat upon a throne of silver beneath the stars. Though his kingdom prospered, he carried a burden no one else could see. Deep within his heart remained the memory of an old prophecy, the same prophecy that had once driven him to terrible deeds. For Saturn knew better than any being that time spares no king. One evening, as the sun sank beyond the western sea, a strange omen appeared in the heavens. The rings surrounding Saturn's celestial form began to glow with a pale blue fire. The stars trembled, and a voice older than the universe whispered through the darkness. The Golden Age is ending. Saturn rose from his throne. The voice belonged to the ancient Moirai, the fates who spun the threads of destiny. A darkness forgotten since the birth of the cosmos has awakened, they warned. It feeds upon memory and devours the wisdom of ages. If left unchecked, all knowledge, all history, and even the memory of the Golden Age shall vanish forever. Saturn listened in silence. He had once feared prophecy. He had once fought against destiny itself. But centuries had taught him a lesson greater than power. Time cannot be conquered. It can only be understood. Without hesitation, Saturn descended from his celestial realm and walked once more among mortals. Disguised as an old traveler wrapped in grey robes, he crossed mountains and deserts in search of the source of the growing darkness. Everywhere he went, he found signs of its passage. Ancient temples stood, abandoned, stories were forgotten, children could no longer remember the names of their ancestors. It was as though the world itself was slowly losing its soul. At last Saturn reached the edge of the world, where the sea met a horizon of endless mist. There, he discovered a colossal shadow rising from the depths of eternity. The creature was known as Letheon, the devourer of memory. Its body was formed from forgotten dreams and lost histories. Its eyes burned like dying stars, and every breath it exhaled erased another piece of the world's past. Even Saturn felt its terrible power. The monster laughed. "Old king of time," it thundered. "You ruled the Golden Age, but all ages must fade. Soon no one will remember your name, your kingdom, or your glory." For a moment, Saturn gazed into the darkness and saw the truth. The creature was right. Every empire would fall. Every monument would crumble. Even the gods themselves would one day become legends. But then Saturn smiled. "You misunderstand. The nature of time," he replied. "What is forgotten is not always lost." He lifted his ancient sickle toward the heavens. The rings of the distant planet Saturn blazed with golden light. Across the cosmos, countless memories awakened. Every story ever told, every lesson ever learned, every act of kindness shared between living souls. The light gathered around Saturn like a river of stars. Letheon roared and charged. The sea split apart. The sky cracked with thunder. The battle lasted for 7 days and 7 nights. Waves rose higher than mountains, and constellations shifted across the heavens as the ancient god and the devourer clashed. Yet Saturn did not fight with anger. He fought with wisdom. Each strike of his sickle released memories into the world. Forgotten heroes were remembered. Lost songs returned to human lips. Ancient knowledge reappeared in dreams. The stronger memory became. The weaker Letheon grew. For memory is the enemy of oblivion. Finally, as dawn rose on the 8th day, Saturn raised his weapon one final time. The accumulated memories of every generation became a brilliant sphere of golden light. With a single motion, he cast it into the heart of the darkness. Letheon shattered into countless sparks that drifted into the sky and became new stars. Silence returned. The sea calmed. The world was saved. Yet Saturn knew his work was finished. The Golden Age could not last forever. No age could. Before departing, he climbed a lonely hill and spoke to the people gathered below. "Do not seek immortality in stone or gold," he said. "Seek it in wisdom, in stories and in the memories you leave behind. Time takes all things, but meaning endures." Then the ancient god vanished into the western horizon. Some say he returned to the stars. Others claim he still walks among mortals disguised as a traveler, teaching forgotten lessons to those willing to listen. And on certain nights, when the planet Saturn shines brightly in the heavens, people say they can hear a faint whisper carried by the wind. Every ending is a beginning, and every memory is a victory over time.